Hey everyone, it's James Lambert, the international speaker, coach, author and positive transformation expert. So how you doing? I hope you're all very well and you've had a great start to your week and you've had a marvellous Monday. So in this broadcast, I want it to be very direct. I've got a question for you. Who are you? I asked this recently to a client of mine. Who are you? So obviously I protect his anonymity, but let's just say, anyone. So, oh, my name's Dave. Yeah, that's your name, but who are you? Oh yeah, my name's Dave. I'm an accountant or I'm a plumber, whatever your occupation. Oh, okay, I know your name and what you do, but who are you? Oh, I'm Dave. I'm an accountant. I'm married, I've got some kids, and I love soccer and films. Okay, that's lovely. But who are you? And people typically at this point they get a bit flustered and I'm 40 years of age. I like doing. They might reel off some hobbies or interestingly what they perceive as being wrong with them or some health ailments. Again, these are who are you? You're just telling me your age, your identification. And it's very interesting because what I'm alluding to, we identify with all of these things, particularly what I call the ego, the false self. See, for in truth, you're none of those things, not really. And I like to allude to go to your essence, which I think is at the core of your being. And I talk about, you being unstoppable. This is it in part, but the greater part of you, the essence, the real you, is love. And so when I think of that very deliberately and mindfully, I can then base all of my actions on that. Because previously, if it's based on the false self, the ego, and I think I might have to protect my car or protect my jewelry or protect my home. Now, you may say, oh, but are these important? They may be, and that's for you to ascertain. But the thing is, to my way of thinking, they're not as important as your essence, as your real self, your unstoppable self, your loving self. And again, to put it further in context, since I've started to base my very life, my actions, my words, thought and deed, my feelings on my essence as opposed to my age or what I thought my occupation is or my material goods. Because, my essence and how I make others feel will far outlive any of those things, including my literal physical corporal body. You see, your car might be very nice, and that's great. I am a fan of big cars, and I used to love mucking about on super bikes. But what I'm saying is, if you are interested in leaving a legacy, these are qualities that, although intangible, they have a very real impact on those you profess you love and on the community in general. So I'm at least equally, and in truth, for me, talking honestly for me, I'm more interested in leaving people with a very tangible sense of how I made them feel, for the better, hopefully, rather than any monetary item or gift of money I could leave them in the bank account, or a piece of jewellery, a nice watch or a car. I want them to feel like I made a positive difference in their life. And that to me is a meaningful legacy. As I say, it's no judgment about those that overtly identify with that they think they am. But that's why I gently invite you, even after this broadcast, to sit with that question, who am I? Because just try it yourself, because at first I know I was like, well, I'm James Lambert, I'm 37, I'm an inspirational speaker, I'm this, I'm that. But that, I realised they're all descriptions of, if not quite a false self, because I am those things, but again, the essence, the intangible, but nevertheless the greater part of me that you can't see, but you can feel when I make you feel good. And I urge you to look at in your own life where you may be overtly identifying with things, with potentially your job, that the joke is you may not particularly like, with your wardrobe, with your watch, with your iPhone, with your, iPad. Now, these are all very nice, but they're not you. And quite frankly, long after you're gone, And when they've all, you know, rotted or been given away or become obsolete, people aren't going to remember all of that stuff. You know, oh, you know, I remember James. Oh, Corey had a nice Armani suit. I mean, who gives a toss? That is so redundant. Or, oof, he had a few nice cars in his drive. Irrelevant. Irrelevant. How did I make them feel? Did I touch their lives in an impactful, meaningful manner? Did I bring a smile to anyone's face while I was here? Now, I'm working on that, and I encourage you to do the same. Now, you may say, oh, hold on, James. Does that mean I can't go for my material goals? Not at all. You can chase them by all means, but do it with the understanding of who you are. Because when you, again, connect your actions with your essence, when you do it from a loving point of view, the joke is you can be even more fiscally successful, but you understand the truth of who you are. And it changes everything, because then, seen through the lens and the eyes of love, you don't get one over from someone just to get ahead for the short term. Speak to a lot of people, and no judgment, people in so-called, you know, legitimate jobs in sales or whatever, very cutthroat, very underhand, but it's short-term thinking. And yes, some of them are getting a bit of commission now, but they're not developing that long, medium to long-term trust that's going to get you that lovely money over a longer period of time. So the joke is, you know, call it karma, call it what you want, call it cause and effect. But I've seen the truth of this in my own life, that helpfulness begets helpfulness, kindness begets the same. You know, you plant the apple seed, the orchard, the apple tree will grow. Like follows like. So it's the same in your life. And no judgment, but I know for myself, when I was putting in a lackluster effort in any area, in the gym, in life, in trying to start my business, James Lambert Coaching, when I was expecting a great deal, but being honest, looking at myself in the mirror, I was putting in a lackluster performance. The beautiful thing is, lo and behold, and this is completely within your control, my friends, as I found it within my control. Nothing to do with the economy, nothing to do with who's in government or who isn't, nothing to do with your political or your religious viewpoint, none of that. Are you doing the work? Are you doing the outer work? You know, I work out, I like looking after myself, but I work in as well. What does that mean? That means getting quiet with yourself, being self-aware, meditating. But that's not just going, it's, you know, a walking meditation. I even do it when I'm doing the dishes, being mindful and touching base with what I want on a weekly basis, because your goals should and can change. They should be flexible. The great entrepreneurs, the great people we look up to and admire, whether they be Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, whoever, they were flexible. They had the overall goal and vision of where they wanted to do. Somewhere it says a man, you know, with lack of vision perishes. It's very, very important. It's important to have a vision, a plan for your life. Because again, no judgment, but you better believe if you haven't got a plan for your life, someone else has, and you will fit in to their plan. See, for those of you that work for an employer, that's just somebody that's known what he or she wants, and so they've gone after it, and you may be working to build their dreams and to send their kids to a nice school. And that's okay. That's okay if you're happy, but if you're not, understand that you have the power to change. Now, will it take time? Yes, of course. Will it be worth it? Yes, as always. So again, just later, ask yourself, who am I? Keep following it back. You're not your job. You're not your possessions. As much as you love them, and they are enjoyable, and we have got a human body, obviously, physical senses to enjoy those things, but your essence that I talk so passionately about, your unstoppable self, your loving self, when you begin to think, you know, you reverse engineer all of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, very importantly, from the lens of love, I hope that you will find, as I found, it changes things. So you're not doing anything just for a quick buck. If anything, it's about leaving a legacy. Does the job you do the actions you're about to take, are the foods you're eating, is that kind to humanity? Is it kind to the earth? Is it kind to yourself first and foremost? And this is a lovely litmus test. See, it's no judgment about what's right to eat or what's not. You know, people often ask me, should I eat McDonald's, James? I've got nothing against any particular, but just use your own innate wisdom. You and I both know how we feel after eating certain types of foods. Let that be the test. It's not rocket science. But again, what it does come back to is loving yourself and just being honest. A lot of us don't. And so, of course, we're going to self-harm. We might not see it as self-harm, but we do. We overeat, or we eat crappy food, or we poison ourselves with drink and so on because we're not feeling great, or we don't want to look at, oh, I'm not unhappy in my job, but I'm not brave enough to change. So we just keep on polluting ourselves, hoping that will go away, but it doesn't. And ultimately our health fails. And I for one, I'm tired of my own life, you know, but I'm more sad for those that are harming themselves. I want you to succeed and thrive and prosper. So I'll leave it there for today and for tonight. You know, who are you? Keep remembering that you are unstoppable, you are love, and may that infuse all of your thoughts, words, actions and feelings. So I hope this has been beneficial to you. Much love from my heart to yours. Drop me a message if this has helped. Share it amongst your friends. I'm trying to build, or I am building I should say, a community of positive, like-minded people who are living life passionately and looking after themselves. So as I say, from my heart to yours, much love, and you, yes you, are unstoppable, and I believe in you. Until next time.